Howdy, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. Today we're going to be barbecuing a chuck roast. Now I'm going to barbecue this chuck roast for several hours. When I get it to the internal temperature that I'm looking for, I'm going to chunk it up kind of like burnt ends. Now it's not burnt ends because that's made out of the tip of the brisket. Now I'm doing this with a chuck roast because it's a lot cheaper than a brisket. So you can't actually call this burnt ends, but it's going to be similar and it's going to be really good. To make this chuck roast tender, we're going to have to cook it low and slow. So we're going to go ahead and go over here and get our coals going. Now the way I'm going to set this grill up, they call it the snake method. First of all, I'm just going to dump some charcoal in here, and then I'm going to line it up about halfway around the grill. Get about 2 rows, and since it's so cool out, I'm going to have it about 3 rows deep. 3 rows deep, not rolls.
Rows.
Rows. Pretty simple. Just line them up. If it was summertime and 150 degrees outside, I'd probably just do a couple rows here, but I'm going to go 3 deep or 2 wide and then stack them 3 deep on top. Hey Jason, dashboard of my truck, there's a bag of wood chips. You want to grab them for me?
Now these are all organic wood chips, right? Because I wouldn't put any kind of toxins into the food.
Oh yeah, about as organic as these charcoals.
For sure.
Now put some on each end.
What kind are they?
Them's cherry wood chips. Get a good pile of them on there now.
That's the best kind.
Put one there.
Used to have a hamster, so I know how to do this.
You get a lot of stuff though, ain't you?
Or as I can recall.
You don't believe him, just ask him.
He'll tell you. Now, the idea of this snake method, so we got all these lined up in here nice. We're gonna get a few charcoal hot in the chimney and dump it on one end, and it's just gradually gonna cook all the way around. Low and slow. Now that those are getting hot, we're gonna step back over here and prep our meat. For our meat prep, we got a little bit of beef broth here. I just use this broth and base seasoning. We've got 2 cups here and about 4 teaspoons of beef broth base. Gonna take a little olive oil as a binder, put it on here, and we're gonna take the Neale's campfire. This is gonna give it a nice smoky and spicy flavor. Put it on there pretty liberally. Good. And we're gonna inject this. Now the chuck roast, it's got some fat content in it, so I'm not injecting it to keep it from being dry. Doing it for seasoning, for the seasoning aspect. It's gonna give it a lot of good flavor. About every inch. It's injected nice. We're just gonna let that set for about 30 minutes, let all them juices set in there, let this get hot, and we're gonna start cooking. Our charcoals are good and hot. We're gonna go ahead and dump them on one end of our charcoal snake. Now the theory behind this is slowly burn all the way around. When you get down here, if you need any more time, you just add a little more charcoal to the end of your snake. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, we got our grill hot. We've got a drip pan in here. I added just a little bit of water in the drip pan to regulate temperature, to help regulate temperature. We're gonna put our chuck roast right directly over that pan. We're gonna go ahead and let that cook for probably about 3 hours or until it gets an internal temperature of about 165 degrees. Now knowing me, I'm gonna have to peek at it every once in a while, so you'll be able to come back and update it and see how this snake thing's working out. While that's going on, I'm gonna go ahead and make a simple slaw recipe and get it in the fridge. For our slaw, I got about a 1/4 cup of sugar in there. Gonna put some Neale's all-purpose, about a tablespoon or so. Whoop, maybe a little more. And about a cup of mayonnaise. Also, I'm gonna do some red wine vinegar, about 1/4 cup, maybe a little more, give it a good flavor. Just mix that up well. This will be sweet, salty, vinegary. Turn into a real nice slaw. Finger test. Whoop, damn good. Dump in our bag of slaw. Mix it all together really well. Once you get this all mixed together, you want to go ahead and throw it in the refrigerator and let it set. The longer slaw sets, like a lot of things in the culinary world, the better it gets. So even if you wanted to make it the day before or something, it'd be almost ideal. Well, there goes some to the birds. Put the lid on it, throw it in the refrigerator. Our chuck roast has been on the grill for about an hour. We're just gonna take a peek at it. Starting to look really nice. See how the charcoals are kind of just trickling around there. Cooking it low and slow. She's looking good already. Just keep on waiting.
Blue cat nuggets.
What are you dipping them in there?
Oh, we got a little Andes.
And pan frying them. They're a little appetizer now.
I guarantee that damn Corona ain't gonna get me down.
Just gave us more time to cook.
More time to eat.
We're all gonna be pushing 3 bills by fall.
Yep. About 2 hours in, looking pretty good there. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. Got that nice char to it, it's caramelizing. Let her keep on rolling, just keep waiting. Just gonna get a quick reading here, see what she is. She's hot, boys. All right, as you can see, it's at 160 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull it off and wrap it. I'm gonna let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now this is rested for about a half an hour. Go ahead and open it up. Oh, it smells awful good. Pretty doggone tender already. As far as chuck roast goes. Now the grain's running this way, so I'm gonna cut across the grain, get this into chunks.
And we just eat it like that.
You can absolutely eat it like this.
Oh God, it looks
It's already tender. But to kind of imitate the burn in, I'm gonna cut it into chunks, put it back in the pan, and cook it some more.
You get a little more tender then too?
Yeah, it'll get more tender. It'll render all the fats out of it, so it'll be good and crisp. Have that texture, like a burn-in almost. So you got a nice little smoke ring there. You can see that? Slap your mama, kick the dog. I'll put this in the pan. Now we got our beef chopped up, put in this pan. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this beef broth in here and just a little bit of sauce. Now you don't need a whole lot unless you like a whole lot, but about like that. Toss it a little. I'm gonna throw it back on the grill. Now I'm gonna cook it for another 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna take the cover off and cook it for another 30 minutes and let that sauce and stuff caramelize on there. By that time, the beef will be rendered and super tender. It'd be great for sandwiches or anything. You don't want it directly over the heat. Got it pretty hot now. Just let it sit in there and sizzle. Choke it down a little. We'll see you in 30 minutes. She's been cooking for 30 minutes with this little lid on. I'm just gonna peel it and see what she looks like. It should be boiling and juicy. Oh yeah. Look good enough to eat right now. The trick is I'm gonna cook it for another 30 minutes without that lid on it and let all those juices kind of evaporate. It'll caramelize all that flavor onto this beef. You're filming?
I'm filming.
All right. I say we're done, boys. Finally. It took like 4 hours, maybe a little longer. Delicious. Have a look at it. I'm not trying to say they're burnt ends. I'm saying it's something similar and more cost effective that you can do, and I guarantee it's good. Rendered down, it's got good texture, it's tender, it's delicious. Got my bun on here toasting. Good enough, I'm hungry. This is how I'm gonna do it. You can do it however you want to. I'm gonna make a little sandwich out of mine. Heck, I'm gonna put a little coleslaw on top of there too. What do you think about that? Well, that's how I do a chuck roast on a barbecue grill. I'm gonna go ahead and see what she tastes like. Absolutely delicious. I'm spitting it out. Awful good, folks. Roll fall apart on me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you can get notifications. We're always coming out with something different. If you'd like us to try something, comment on it and we'll try to make something happen. Until next time, I'm Chef Aaron Neale. Good luck and good cooking.